Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
My name is Tom.
Hey, it's our TOEIC unit. And as you know, from day one, we're talking about finding the perfect graduation present. You could be graduating from university, from high school, maybe from kindergarten, which I've seen graduation ceremonies for kindergartners here that are adorable. They go all out. I know a lady who has a little kindergartner, and I couldn't believe the program they had prepared for these little kids who aren't even, I think he's not even 6 yet. Anyway, it's fun. What do you get for a friend who's graduating? I guess the typical gifts would be flowers or those cute balloons that say congratulations, or maybe some candy. Of course, we love candy. But what have you gotten in the past, Tom, that you feel is a good, appropriate gift?
I got my picture taken wearing my cap and gown, but that's about it. Yeah, gifts here in the United States, graduation gifts don't usually include flowers. Maybe your parents will buy you a graduation present. My dad gave me a car
nice.
in order to help me find a job after college, but I ended up coming to Taiwan, so he drove the car after that. But in any case, that's what we're talking about today, confirming an order for a graduation bouquet. Remember last time Zoe was talking to Austin at the flower shop, or the florists, we could say, and he asked her to send him an email with some details, and that's what Zoe is doing today. So let's listen to their letters read aloud right now, and we'll come back to talk about them.
Subject: Guidelines for Graduation Bouquet. Dear Austin, it was great to speak to you this morning. As per our conversation, here are the criteria for the graduation bouquet. 1 bouquet consisting of roses, peonies, and hydrangeas. A teddy bear gift. As for the graduation card, I would like it to read, My beloved Becky, congratulations on your graduation. Wishing you all the best in your future endeavors. Love, Zoe. I would like to have the bouquet delivered to West Side High School for the ceremony. The gathering is at 1:30 p.m. on June 23rd. The recipient's name is Becky Morris. Thank you for your assistance. Best regards, Zoe.
Subject: Confirmation of graduation bouquet order. Dear Zoe, thanks for choosing our flower shop for your friend's graduation bouquet. To summarize, here is a price quotation for your order. A bouquet of roses, peonies, and hydrangeas, 2,000 NT dollars. Teddy bear, 500 NT dollars. Graduation card, 100 NT dollars. Delivery fee, 300 NT dollars. The total amount due is 2,900 NT dollars. You can pay via cash or credit card. Please note that any request to modify or cancel orders must be made on our website or in person at least 24 hours before the delivery date. Our refund policy states that your payment will only be returned for orders canceled more than 24 hours before delivery. Once again, thank you for choosing us as your flower vendor. We are looking forward to delivering the bouquet and hope that your friend has an extraordinary graduation day. Best regards, Austin.
Okay, folks, let's get started with day 2. We are going to be looking at 2 emails that were sent. One goes to Austin from Zoe, and then he responds with his answers to some of her email content, you could say. So she's going to be sending him guidelines for graduation bouquet. So that's the subject. Often when you send an email or you're writing a memo, even at work, you'll have that subject or in the very upper part of the email or memo. And you want to say what it's about. What are you writing about? A lot of times people will look at the subject line and decide whether they need to read it and answer it quickly or they can skip it for a while. If it's an emergency, you probably should put that in the subject line. ASAP or urgent. Here she just says she's writing about guidelines for graduation bouquet. Notice that this is missing the guanzi or the, what do you call that in English?
The definite article.
The definite article. 冠词. We use the Chinese more in our work, but you don't have to put that in a headline, in a newspaper story, or here as a subject. You can just make it short and sweet. Guidelines for graduation bouquet normally would say, if we were writing a complete sentence, that is, we would say guidelines for the graduation bouquet. Why the? Why would you use the? Because it's a specific bouquet. If it's not, use a. Guys, don't be afraid to use I feel like a lot of our writers here in Taiwan are afraid to use They want the for everything, but that's not correct.
And we use the when we talk about something that has already been mentioned. And indeed, they were talking about the graduation bouquet before. So yes, guidelines for the graduation bouquet that we talked about before. And remember, Austin asked Zoe to send him a descriptive email so that he can make a proper estimate of the total price. So here, of course, it's guidelines for graduation bouquet, the things that she wants done. And her letter says, Dear Austin, it was great to speak to you this morning. That's a nice thing to say. As per our conversation, or in reference to our conversation, here are the criteria for the graduation bouquet. The criteria, of course, are the things that are required or the things that she's requesting for the graduation bouquet. And she goes on to say, one bouquet consisting of roses, peonies, and hydrangeas. So all those flowers are going to be included in the bouquet. And she also wants a teddy bear gift. I don't know if it's going to be a really huge teddy bear. It might be one of those small mini ones, maybe
Usually.
about 2 or 3 inches big. It looks cute together with the flowers. And that's the gift or the add-on that she has chosen.
Yeah, they usually just stick a little teddy bear inside the bouquet of flowers. I wanted to mention for some of you out there, why are we using a plural verb for criteria? Because criteria is the plural form of the word criterion. C-R-I-T-E-R-I-O-N, criterion. But we hardly ever use criterion. You will see it sometimes, so be on the lookout. But that's why we're using are, the plural verb, for criteria, because criteria is plural. We're talking about different things that we require. So we've got a bouquet, and it's consisting of these types of flowers, roses, peonies, and hydrangeas. And, of course, that cute little teddy bear that they usually stick inside. Now, then she moves on and she says, as for the graduation card, or in terms of the graduation card, or as far as the graduation card goes, you could use all of those types of sentence structures. She says, I would like it to read. Now, the card isn't going to read. It's not going to 念出来 or something like that. But that's how we say this. I would like it to read, and then you could use a colon, as she has, or I would like it to read as follows, colon. You could use that as well. So what does she want her card to say, Tom?
Okay, well, the quotation on the card or the message on the card will be, My beloved Becky, congratulations on your graduation. Wishing you all the best in your future endeavors. Love, Zoe. So here, I guess they have kind of a close relationship here. She's saying, my beloved Becky. They could be best friends.
Yeah.
They could be sisters. We're not quite sure their relationship there. But this is what she wants the card to say. Congratulations on your graduation. And she wishes Becky the best in her future endeavors. And endeavor is just something you're going to attempt to do, usually in terms of something having to do with your career or how to enhance your life or whatever. So yes, we wish you the best, or at least I wish you the best in your future efforts to become successful in your future endeavors, whether that means going to graduate school, getting a PhD, getting a job for a great company, getting married or whatever. Those are all her future endeavors.
Right. This is a common phrase we use. if you're talking about just the future in general, always make endeavors plural. You wouldn't say in your future endeavor unless you're talking about a specific goal they have in mind. But typically when we end a card, wishing someone well in the future, we say your future endeavors. Again, as Tom said, it's just an endeavor is a verb or a noun. If it's a verb, it just means you're trying hard to do or achieve something. And then the noun would just be an attempt to achieve a goal or goals that you have in your life. So that's a nice phrase to use. She moves on and says, I would like to have the bouquet delivered to West Side High School. That's where we usually hold graduation ceremonies. At my high school, we had a really big graduation class. I think we had 2,000. And we were outside on the football field. That's where we held our graduation ceremony. They just put chairs on the grass and we sat there. And the gathering, she says, is at 1:30 p.m. on June 23rd. That would be a very hot time of the day in Taiwan and in Arizona where I grew up. It was really hot. We had our ceremony in the evening so people didn't sweat to death. But they're having their gathering. That's the ceremony, their gathering. So you can have a gathering on the weekend, or you can talk about a gathering on Saturday to have a picnic. That's kind of the phrase we use when a lot of people are just getting together to have some sort of celebration, party, picnic, whatever.
Yeah, I remember my high school graduation ceremony taking place inside the school gym because I went to a small high school and we only had a class of 150 or so graduating seniors, so we could easily fit in the high school gym. And of course, we had air conditioning on a hot day in June. I do remember it was sunny outside because the pictures show the sun shining in our eyes. But in this particular case, the gathering is taking place at 1:30 p.m. on June 23rd, and the recipient's name is Becky Morris. A recipient is a person who's going to receive something. So when you deliver the flowers, you should take them to Becky Morris. So they'll arrive at the location. They'll probably ask around, can you take me to Becky Morris? Can you tell me where she is? And they'll probably point the delivery man in the right direction. And Zoe finishes the letter by saying, best regards, Zoe. Now, here's the response from Austin. And, of course, the email has a subject line, and it says, confirmation of graduation bouquet order. Dear Zoe, thanks for choosing our flower shop for your friend's graduation bouquet. Of course, that's proper, that's polite there for Austin to thank Zoe for choosing their flower shop to buy the graduation bouquet. And then he gets down to business here. He says, to summarize, here is a price quotation for your order. Now, if you summarize something, that means you basically list out all the basic points, but you don't go into too many details. You just give a general description of what you talked about, or you give a general description, in this case, of the quotation with all the items listed and the price next to them.
Right. Now, if you are giving a business speech or a presentation, you might at the very end of it say, well, to sum up, and then continue on. Or in summary, instead of saying to summarize, you could, though. It's fine to use that in spoken English as well. But like Tom said, you just make a brief statement and you only touch on the most important points. You don't, say everything again. That's wrong. Because to summarize just means you take something kind of large and you make it smaller and you stick to the most important parts of it. So here's a summary of the order. He's got a bouquet of roses, peonies, and hydrangeas, and then he gives her the quotation that will be $2,000. Teddy bear is $500. The graduation card is $100. And then to deliver this gift to beloved Becky, it's going to be $300. So then if you do the calculations, and he goes ahead and does the calculation for her, he says the total amount due or that you owe is 2,900 NT dollars. It's not cheap, but it's probably going to be a gift that Becky remembers for a long, long time.
And it's a small price to pay for such a special occasion.
Yeah.
And so that does sound kind of expensive, but for flowers, that's probably par for the course, which means it's the average price you can expect to pay. He goes on to say you can pay via cash or credit card. Via here just means by using cash or credit card. You could also pronounce this word as via. For example, you can use this in transportation. We drove to Kaohsiung via Taichung. We went through Taichung on the way to Kaohsiung, for example. And in this particular case, you can pay by using cash or a credit card, or maybe some of those other electronic payment methods. I'm not quite sure how they work, but he goes on to say, please note that any requests to modify or cancel orders must be made on our website or in person at least 24 hours before the delivery date. That's a restriction they have here. If you want to change something, if you want to modify something, for example, if you've changed your mind and you don't want to give them the teddy bear, and you've chosen instead to give Becky some chocolate, that's a request to modify the order. Or if you want to cancel the order, maybe Becky chickened out and she decided not to graduate after all and remain in school for another semester. Who knows? But yes, indeed, if you want to modify the order or if you just want to cancel it, you can't do it within 24 hours of delivery. It has to be longer than that.
Yeah, that's not really fair to the company because they have to have time to prepare what you have. So try to be really aware of that. Sometimes you can't get your money back if you cancel too late, or they'll give you a partial refund. So you wouldn't use the word edit here. You would actually say change or modify. You can't edit an order. We usually don't use that when we talk about an order we place for some sort of product. But here they're going to ask them to be very polite, very aware of the time, and not to cancel last minute. That's really irritating or annoying, and it can cost the consumer a lot of money if the business has a policy of not giving a refund if you cancel too late. But usually they warn you in advance. Hopefully they've warned these people too. So they need to make sure that they don't cancel or modify too late. And their refund policy is right here. It states that your payment will only be returned for orders canceled more than 24 hours before delivery. So check the clock on that one. Once again, Austin says, thank you for choosing us as your flower vendor. We're looking forward to delivering the bouquet and hope that your friend has an extraordinary graduation day. Extraordinary or extraordinary is something truly special. It's not average or normal. It's something remarkable or special that they'll remember for a long, long time.
It's going to be a special occasion for sure, and we wish Becky the best in luck. And we hope her future endeavors are very smooth for her. Best regards, Austin, and their letters are done. And I think Becky will receive the flowers and be very happy to get them. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. Let's hear from our Chinese teacher now before we do some discussion questions.
Hello everyone, 我是派老师。今天讲解的是6月14号 Unit7 Confirming the order for a graduation bouquet。今天这一课是多益单元第2天课程。在前一天对话当中，花店的 Austin 他是在 Friends Flower Shop 这家花店工作。那 Zoe 呢，就请这个花店的 Austin 帮他挑挑看有哪一些花可以送给朋友。那 Austin 答应了，不过最后 Austin 请 Zoe 发一封 email 给他，确认花束里面到底要放哪些花，还有 custom made 的这个特制卡片上面要写什么。Austin 也承诺会在回信的时候提供报价 price quotation。好，第2天的课程内容就是他们彼此来往的 email， 这部分很值得同学参考，作为商务英文写作的参考。才能够我们看到下面的内容，就知道以后写 email 的时候要怎么样写的又亲切又不失礼貌。好，那我们接下来就一起看 Zoe 还有 Austin 之间的 email 往来。请同学看到 email 都会有一个主题 subject， 那这上面写得很清楚， 就是 Zoe 她下了一个标题 Guidelines for Graduation Bouquet， 等于呢是她对于这个要送给同学、送给朋友的毕业典礼上面要送的花，还有哪些要求，这就是 Guidelines。她希望呢花店照着做。一开始的时候，先称呼花店的 Austin。那我们要显得有礼貌，通常都会加上 Dear。不过现在也有很多人会用 Hi、Hello， 其实都是可以接受的。Dear Austin。那接着呢，就先回顾到之前呢，就是早上的时候跟你的对话。It was great to speak to you this morning。好，接下来 Zoe 就提到 As per our conversation， 请同学把 As per 画起来。这 As per 是什么意思呢？其实就是有根据的意思，或者如同我们所讨论的 as we discussed。 所以如同呢我们早上所讨论的，以下它就要列出到底在选这个花束的时候呢，要注意到哪些东西，哪些标准。 Here are the criteria。 好，那它就列出来了2点。首先呢，就花束里面要有3种花，再来呢还要再加上一只泰迪熊玩偶。好，接下来的部分 As for the graduation card， 除此之外，花束还要附上一张卡片 As for 关于毕业卡片 graduation card。 那他希望卡片上面写着，请同学特别注意的是，这里的动词呢，我们用的是 read。 I would like it， 这个 it 代替的就是卡片。 I would like it to read， 我希望这卡片上面写着，那我们动词呢用 read。 那下面就是 Zoe 希望花店帮他写上去的内容。那一般而言哦，我们通常在这种毕业的贺卡上面呢，还会祝福人家嘛。Zoe 怎么祝福他的同学呢？如何祝福他的同学 Becky， 他的朋友 Becky， 他就说 Wishing you all the best in your future endeavors， 就祝福你将来不论做什么都顺顺利利的。 Wishing you all the best。 好，那这是卡片的内容。下面呢 Zoe 还特别的写明，请花店把这束花送到哪里去。所以他说 I would like to have the bouquet delivered。 请特别注意到的是 deliver 在字尾做了变化，动词的变化，它用的是过去分词，因为这花束它是被动的，它没有办法去做 deliver 传递的动作，它其实是被人家递送的，被人家传送的。所以这里我们用 ed 用过去分词。所以这束花呢，请你送到 Westside High School。 再来，这个收件人等于是要把花送给谁，这个人呢，我们英文呢用 recipient， 这束花是要给谁的，所以花束的收件人 The recipient's name is Becky Morris。 好，也要说明清楚要送给谁。那我们接下来呢，就看到 Austin 怎么回信。 Austin 的回信里面呢，当然要先客气，先说一下感谢你跟我们购买 Thanks for choosing， 感谢你选择我们这家花店。接下来就要清楚的说明价格多少钱，所以这里我们可以看到他用 to summarize 开头，后面呢就把这束花多少钱写明，然后 teddy bear 多少钱写明，把这些商品的项目还有价格呢都标示清楚。最后呢，不忘加上总价 the total amount due， 那 due 就是你应该要付的钱，这边总额呢就是2900块台币。那接下来呢 Austin 还附注说，如果订单要修改或者取消，一定要在24小时之前。那所以这里我们看到修改订单，我们动词用 modify， 取消订单用 cancel。 为什么？这关系着后面的退费的规定 refund policy， 也就是花店退费的规定。好，以上呢就是我们针对多益课程第2天课程重点所做的中文讲解，谢谢大家。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, folks, let's look at the discussion questions. Tom and I will make some attempts at answering these ourselves. Tom, pretend your friend is graduating. Well, you can pretend. You don't have to pretend. Your daughter, Charlotte's going to be graduating pretty soon. What would you write on her graduation card?
Well, something probably sentimental, something probably congratulatory and supportive as well. But I'm thinking that what I write on the card for my daughter might be a little personal. So let me think of what I would write for a friend. Like if my friend in high school, Kevin, were graduating, I'd probably say, Kevin, you screwed off in school all 4 years. You got away with all sorts of mischief and you were really naughty and you should have been expelled several times. So it's really surprising that you actually are going to graduate today. It is truly a miracle.
You can screw around. Tom says screw off. Screw around, mess around. I had a brother that just had the hardest time staying in class. He was always going off and playing hooky.
Oh, no.
Ditching is what we called it. You ditch school. I ditched a little bit, but I had perfect grades. At least I did my homework. He didn't. So, yeah, sometimes it's amazing that people actually manage to graduate. But students here are very guai. They're very obedient. They're very good. Most of them are excellent students. That will help you do much better in life. Don't mess around. Don't screw around. So, yeah, I would probably say, I'm so proud of you. I know it's been hard, but you just were so diligent, and I'll miss you. Maybe sometimes we separate from our friends from high school or college, and we don't see them again for maybe ever or a long time. So I'd probably say, I hope our paths cross in the future, that I'll see you again, but I'm really proud of you. Congratulations. Tom, do you think the cancellation policy is fair at this particular florist's
Sounds
shop?
about right because, you know, if the order is canceled at 24 hours or longer, they have a chance to rearrange the flowers for somebody else. They won't have to throw them away. They won't be wasted. I don't know much about flowers, but I think 24 hours sounds like a sufficient period of time for them to reuse them or repurpose them for somebody else. What do you think?
I think it's fair. Flowers are, they don't last very long. So if this company, the florist shop, bought the flowers in preparation for your order and you cancel last minute, there's a big risk in them not selling them before they die. So I think it's fair. I think it's actually very fair. So try to be aware of that. Do your best to help your local shops stay in business and do well. I think that's a good policy to have. Be thoughtful of others. I guess you could say that. That's all we have for now, guys. We hope you learned a lot about graduation gifts and ceremonies and how to phrase some of the things that you'll need. Well, that's it. We only have one period of time or one segment with our Chinese teacher, but we sure hope that this helped you a lot. Study hard if you've got the TOEIC coming up, or if you have already taken it, we hope you did well. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tom. Goodbye.
Bye.